Hey everyone, it's Cindy Watson here from Women on Purpose. I want to tell you a few things that you may not know about me, in part so you can get to know me a little bit better, but also in hopes that it will help inspire you to reignite your passion and fuel your fire to find your true authentic self. As many of you already know, I've been practicing as a lawyer for many years, but that's not my whole story. I grew up in a low rental apartment in a tough neighborhood. I didn't think of it as tough at the time, it was just home. But when I went on to middle school and some of my new friends weren't allowed to come back and play at my house because of where I lived, it kind of readjusted my worldview. We didn't have a lot, and I admit I was pretty driven to succeed. I was very creative, but my creative side was discouraged. I was not too subtly pushed along the path to pursue a career that would make money and be considered more respected in the traditional sense. So I did what was expected, and I pushed through high school to university to law school, striving to get straight A's. But at some level, I always knew something was missing. So when I was up for partnership at a really well-respected law firm after only 3 years, I turned it down and walked away. Everyone thought I was having an early midlife crisis at the time. I packed up, sold everything that I owned, and traveled to New Zealand and Australia. I didn't think I was having an early midlife crisis. I thought I was having my epiphany. And it did fill that hole, at least for a while. But when I came back, I fell right back into that same old overachieving pattern. I started my own law firm, which I thought was breaking out of the pattern, and in some ways it was. And I was proud to be able to set up a successful law practice as a woman in a traditionally male-dominated field. But still, I felt something was missing. And then my dad died at only 52 years old, unexpectedly of a heart attack, and wow, it rocked my world. And I thought that was the epiphany I needed to be making a real life change, that I wanted to change my priorities. And yet I really was just following the same old pattern because I dug in harder to try and make him proud, make that firm even more successful. But you know what? That hole still wasn't filled. And then when I had my daughter, our firstborn, and she got diagnosed at only 2 months old with a serious heart defect, and she had to have open heart surgery, and we spent the next 3 months in critical care at the hospital for sick kids with her fighting for her life every single day. And I slept on a cot or on the floor or whatever I could watching her fight for her life. I believe that was my true epiphany. I knew at that point that my priorities had to change. And I did try to make some changes. I tried a trial merger with a larger firm. I tried to bring on a partner. Heck, we even moved up north to try the benefits of a quieter life in country living. But deep down, I knew I wasn't being my authentic self. I felt like I was losing pieces of myself somewhere along the way. And that laugh that I used to have that filled a room when everybody knew when I was there had disappeared or wasn't showing up as often. And I wasn't alone. A lot of the women I knew, a lot of the women in my life were going through the same experience where they felt like they weren't living up to their true purpose and they were losing bits of themselves somewhere along the way. So after years of battling this feeling, I decided it was time. It was time to dive in, to attack these fears head on, to find my true authentic self and follow my true desires. I knew it was time to step into my feminine power. And you know what? I found myself. I've been here all along, just waiting to reclaim my soul's purpose. So I've started Women on Purpose, designed to help women find their true purpose and live a life with purpose. Sure, it's been scary, but mostly it's been a liberating relief. I was following my true destiny, my true purpose, what I've known my whole life but fought. And I hired a coach to help keep me on that path so I didn't fall back into those old patterns. So here I am, finally doing what I was destined to do, what I wanted to do my whole life but pushed down and pushed back to do what was expected of me. I'm so excited to be able to empower women, to help other women find their true authentic self and push past their limiting beliefs, to step into their true feminine power. Are you ready to reclaim the real you? I know what it feels like to seem like you have it all together, like you've got the world by the tail, but still there's that empty hole inside of you that you just can't seem to fill. And that hole just gets deeper as you feel yourself slip away, little pieces of yourself at a time. So I want to encourage you to take a look around. Are you living the life that you want to live? Are you being true to yourself, to your true purpose, to your true desires? And if you're not, I encourage you to do it, to make a change. I did, and I know you can too. If you're going through this right now, I would love to hear your story. And if any part of this video resonates you, please feel free to share it. Let's start a movement. Let's start a movement where we encourage as many women as we can to step into their true selves and unleash their feminine power. Imagine what a world that would be. Talk soon.